Dear students, today we shall discuss about the other type of organic compounds, that is ethers. Ethers are having the general formula RO R dash. Here R and R dash may be same or different. Okay. These may be the alkyl or aryl group. Okay. Yes. What are the ethers? Okay. Ethers are alkoxy, alkoxy or aryloxy. For alkoxy, we can write as OR, okay, or aryloxy. For aryloxy, we can write OAR. Okay. The ethers are alkoxy or aryloxy derivatives of hydrocarbon. Derivatives of hydrocarbons. Okay. Let's represent this by a general equation. Take the hydrocarbon. Take the hydrocarbon. Here R may be alkyl group or aryl group. Alkyl group or aryl group. Okay. Yes. Replace the hydrogen of this hydrocarbon with alkoxy group. So you will get ROR. If you take this as R dash, it will be R dash. Okay. So like this, if you replace the hydrogen of the hydrocarbon with aryloxy, you will get the aryl group in this. Okay. So what is this? This is the ether. This is the ether. Okay. Yes. Now what is the definition for ethers? The ethers are alkoxy or aryloxy derivatives of hydrocarbons. Okay. And next we shall discuss about the classification of ethers. We shall discuss about classification of ethers. Yes, here there are majorly two types of ethers. One is simple ether or symmetric ethers Okay. So the name itself suggesting that there is a symmetry, means similarity in the groups present. Okay. Let us consider an example for symmetric or simple ether. CH3O CH3. Okay, this is an example for simple or symmetric ether. Okay, come to the next one. This is also an example for symmetric ether. See what you are observing from these two. Symmetric ethers are the ethers. It is consisting of two similar alkyl groups on either side of the oxygen atom. It is consisting of two similar or same alkyl or aryl groups on either side of the oxygen atom. On either side of the oxygen atom. So what is the name of this compound? See, in organic chemistry, most of the compounds will have the common names and the IUPAC names. Now let us consider the common name of this compound is dimethyl ether. Okay. ROR sequence is called ether and two groups are present. Okay, and these two are methyl, therefore dimethyl ether is the common name of this compound. Okay, now what is the name of this compound? This C6H5 is called as a phenyl ring. Okay, so it is diphenyl ether. Okay, so now these are examples for simple or symmetric ethers. Let us consider about the another type of classification of ethers, that is mixed or asymmetric ethers. Okay. It is also called as unsymmetric ethers. It is also called as unsymmetric ethers. Now let us consider the examples. CH3O C2H5. Okay, C2H5. Okay, let us consider another one. CH3O C6H5. See what you are observing from these two examples. The groups present on both the side of the oxygen atom are not similar. So therefore these are called as mixed or asymmetric ethers. Okay. Now what is the name of this compound? See, you have methyl group, ethyl group. Alphabetically E of ethyl comes first. So therefore this is called ethyl methyl ether. Ethyl methyl ether. Now what is the name of this compound? This is a methyl, this is a phenyl. So which one will come first alphabetically? M of methyl comes first. Therefore this is methyl phenyl ether. Methyl phenyl ether. These are the common names of the compounds, and IUPAC names are different. Okay, and this is the definition of ethers. Ethers must have ROR dash general formula. Okay, and the classification of ethers into simple or symmetric ethers. We have seen what are symmetric ethers. When the alkyl groups present on either side of the oxygen atoms are same, then such ethers are said to be simple or symmetric ethers. Now what are mixed or asymmetric ethers? When two different groups are present on both the side of the oxygen atom, then these are said to be mixed or asymmetric or unsymmetric ethers. Now we shall discuss about the nomenclature of ethers. Here, organic compounds will generally have two names. One is common name and another one is IUPAC name. Okay. In the common system, we call the ethers as alkyl aryl ethers. Okay, or aryl alkyl ethers. See, you can observe that its class name is at the end of this sequence. Okay, means we have to pronounce it as ethers at the end in the common system. Okay, and in the IUPAC name we take this as alkoxyalkane. See, alkane, it is a hydrocarbon. At the end you are getting the hydrocarbon. Okay, and that oxygen and alkyl group are together called as alkoxy. Alkyl plus oxygen, it is alkoxy. Similarly, if a benzene ring is present, okay, we can take it as aryl oxy, okay, or else phenoxy, okay, phenoxyalkane we can take. Okay, it is all depending on the number of carbon atoms in the alkyl group and the benzene ring. Okay, see, when the carbon numbers are more in alkyl part, then it will be considered as word root. Okay, if carbon numbers are more in this aryl part, it will be considered as a word root part. Okay, so let us see some of the examples. Here in the IUPAC system, you may call alkoxyalkane, alkoxyarene, okay, phenoxyalkane. Now let us consider some of the compounds. Okay, the first member in ethers is CH3O CH3. Okay, say what is the common name of this group? We have to first identify the alkyl groups present. It is one carbon containing alkyl, that is methyl group. This is also methyl group. So, okay, we have two methyl groups. For that we have to call it as dimethyl ether. Okay. Now, what is the IUPAC name? We have to follow this sequence. Okay, alkoxyalkane. See here. Here this side we have one carbon atom and this side also one carbon atom. You may choose any one. Okay, if you take this, okay, this will be methyl plus oxygen. It is nothing but methoxy. What is this? One carbon containing alkane. Methane. Methoxymethane is the name of the compound. Methoxymethane is the IUPAC name of the compound. See, these are completely different. In the common system, we call it as dimethyl ether, and IUPAC names we call it as methoxymethane. Okay, let us go for the higher ethers, that is homologous series of ethers. What are homologous series of ethers? The series of compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their number of carbon atoms with the CH2 group, okay, differ by CH2 group. When you think of these two compounds, here is an extra CH2 group, okay, but the formula is same, okay. Yes. Now what is the common name of this compound? Here we have methyl group, here we have ethyl group. Which one comes first alphabetically? E of ethyl comes first, so it is called as ethyl methyl ether, okay. And what is the IUPAC name? We have to choose the substituent group. Say here this is containing one carbon, this is containing two carbons, okay, then it will become a substituent, okay. Methyl plus oxygen methoxy, and word root is for this, okay, that is two carbons ethane, okay. So it is a methoxyethane, methoxyethane. Yes, sir. And we shall go for another compound, okay, that is CH3O, CH2, CH2, CH3, okay. Here again it would be the methoxy group, and this is propane, okay. What is the IUPAC name? Methoxypropane. It is very simple to give the IUPAC and common names for ethers, okay. This is a methoxypropane. And what is the common name come to this alkyl group? This is a methyl, this is a propyl. Which one will come first alphabetically? The M of methyl comes first, so methyl propyl ether it is. So it is methyl propyl ether, okay. Yes, come to the isomer of this compound, okay. Let's take CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3. These two are isomers because these are having same molecular formula, okay, and these are having same functional group also, okay. Then what is the difference? Here you have one carbon atom, on this side here three carbon atoms. Come to this, here two carbon atoms and two carbon atoms. The isomers with different alkyl groups are said to be metamers, okay. So where you can find the different alkyl groups? Here you have methyl, here you have propyl, okay. Come to this ethyl and ethyl. These two are having same molecular formula, okay, but difference in the presence of alkyl groups, okay, on either side of the oxygen atoms, okay. This type of isomers are said to be metamers, okay. Then what are these metamers? These are metamers, okay. Now let us consider the common name of this compound. It is ethyl, it is also ethyl, so it is diethyl ether. Diethyl ether. Now what is the IUPAC name of this compound? Say ethyl plus oxygen ethoxy, and here also it is two carbon, therefore it is ethane. Ethoxyethane. This is ethoxyethane. Ethoxyethane is the name of the compound. Now methoxypropane and ethoxyethane are metamers. Okay, here you can see the structural isomerism from this compound, that is with ethers with at least 4 carbon atoms, okay. From this it shows structural isomers like chain isomers, position isomers and metamers, okay. But what about these two compounds? These cannot show the chain isomerism and position isomerism, but the all ethers can show functional group isomerism with alcohol. This is a very important point you need to remember. Okay, the ethers and alcohols are functional group isomers, okay. And if you go on writing the common names and IUPAC name for homologous series, it will be easy and you will find more number of the isomers, okay. Yes, let us go for other groups, okay. For example, take CH3O C6H5. What is this C6H5? You call it as benzene ring or phenyl group. Okay. Now, what is the common name? Methyl phenyl ether. Okay. The common name is methyl phenyl ether. Other than that, we have a commercial name for this compound that is called anisole. It is a very popular name also. Okay, anisole. Okay, and what is the IUPAC name for this compound? Okay, come to this. Here you have 6 carbon atoms. Here you have 1 carbon. Then it will be a substituent. It will be a word root. So therefore, this is methoxy. And what is this? Benzene. So benzene it is. Methoxybenzene is the IUPAC name. Okay, this is the systematic IUPAC name. Methoxybenzene is the systematic IUPAC name, and sometimes we also call this anisole as the preferred IUPAC name. Okay, come to another compound, that is CH3 CH2O C6H5. See, here you can see that the ethyl part is here and phenyl part is here. So when you go alphabetically, E of ethyl comes first. Ethyl phenyl ether. This is ethyl phenyl ether. This is also called as phenetol. Okay. So it is ethyl phenyl ether in the common system, and in the IUPAC system this is ethyl groups with oxygen. This is considered as a substituent, so it becomes ethoxy and benzene. It is ethoxybenzene. Okay. So here it is very important to remember the common names of these compounds. Okay, anisole is nothing but methoxybenzene and phenetol is ethoxybenzene. In the annual examination, it is been asked for IUPAC name. Let us consider IUPAC and common names of other compounds. For example, take C6H5O and CH2 6 times CH3. See, you are observing that in the phenyl ring you have 6 carbon atoms, and in this alkyl part 6 into this C1, it is 6 carbon atoms, along with that this carbon, so totally 7 carbon atoms in the alkyl part. Now which one is chosen as the word root? The one with a more number of carbon atoms, that is this. This is considered as a word root because it contains 7 carbon atoms, and it is taken as the substituent now. So it is phenyl plus oxygen, it is a phenoxy. Okay, and it is phenoxy, and how many carbons? 7 carbons. For that we have to call it as heptane. Okay, so IUPAC name is phenoxyheptane. Okay. Now come to the common name of this compound. This is a phenyl, this is a heptyl. So which one will come first? Alphabetically, H of heptyl. So we call this as heptyl phenyl ether. Here you have to go accordingly the alphabetical order. Okay. Yes, let us consider another compound. If this is the compound, see where you can find the ether group, this ROR dash here. Okay, and here we have a difficulty this carbon is holding two methyl groups, okay, and this one is having one ether group, okay. So which one will be given the least number? The carbon with more number of substituents. Here methyl is also substituent, the ethoxy group is also considered as a substituent, okay, because you can see that the O with alkyl or aryl part is considered as a substituents, okay. Yes, so we consider the more number of substituent containing carbon as 1 and this is 2, okay. Now what is the IUPAC name of this compound? For some compounds there will be no common names, okay, and we have to go for the IUPAC name, okay. It is 1,1 dimethyl 2-ethoxy, okay. When you choose the alphabetical order, this ethoxy, E of ethoxy comes first, so therefore the IUPAC name is 2-ethoxy 1,1 dimethyl 1,1 dimethyl. So what is present? It is over 2-ethoxy, 1,1 dimethyl is over. What is the remaining ring? This is cyclohexane ring. It is cyclohexane ring. Okay. Yes. See, when you are choosing the alphabetical order, you have to consider the E of ethoxy and M of methyl group, but not this D of di. We do not consider the alphabetical order for di, tri, tetra, etc. Okay, we have to consider the alphabetics of the substituent groups present. Okay, that is why you should not consider the D of di in the alphabetical orders. Okay, yes, and let us consider the compound with two ether groups. Okay, for example, OCH3, CH2, CH2, OCH3. See now, what is the IUPAC name of this compound? Okay, here we have to choose the word. Word is the one which is having the functional group and more number of carbon atoms. Here this is one carbon, this is one carbon, this is one, and this is 2. Here you can find the 2 carbon atoms. So let us number it as 1 and 2. Okay, and on 1 you can see the methoxy group, and on 2 also you can see the methoxy group. So what is this? What is the IUPAC name of this compound? 1, 2 means on one carbon atom and second carbon atom you can find the 2 methoxy groups. So I can write this as 1, 2 dimethoxy 1, 2 dimethoxy ethane as the IUPAC name. Okay. 1, 2 dimethoxy ethane as the IUPAC name of the compound. See, usually the common names are not available for all the compounds. See, common name is available for this compound, common name is not available for this and this compound. That is why the existence of IUPAC names has come. Okay. Okay, so for any compound in the organic chemistry, we can give the IUPAC name, but most of the compounds will not have the common names. That is why always we have to prefer the IUPAC names over the common names. Okay. Now let us discuss about the structure of functional groups. In the present unit, we are studying about the alcohols, phenols and ethers. These are all having the similar structures, and these are having a correlation with the structure of water. Okay. Say in the water you can see the bond angle is 104.5 degree and the oxygen is having 2 lone pair of electrons and whose hybridization state is sp3. Okay. Let us replace the hydrogen of this water with alkyl group. Okay, you will get alcohol, that is CH3OH, and oxygen is bearing the lone pair of electrons. Okay. Now what is happening here? We are replacing the hydrogen of the water with a methyl group. Means you can also call these alcohols as alkyl derivatives of water. Alkyl derivatives of water. Okay. And think of this bond angle, whether it will be more than the bond angle present in the water or will be less. Here what you are making changes, hydrogen, a small group, is replaced with the methyl. This is a bulky group. Means bulky group means more number of electrons will be there in this structure, and it causes repulsions between these bonding electrons. So what happens, slightly the bond angle will be more. Okay, so it is about 108.9 degree. It is about 108.9 degree. So the bond angle is high in alcohols when compared to the water. Okay, because of a bulky group present. Okay. And here also O is sp3 hybridized. Oxygen is sp3 hybridized. This is what? Alcohol. This is water. Okay. Now come to the another class of compound, that is a phenol. Here you are going to replace this H with the benzene ring. Let us consider that. Okay. Take the benzene ring, OH. This oxygen is having lone pair of electrons. Okay. Now, what is the change? You are replacing the hydrogen with the benzene ring. Okay. And it is a bulky group. It is a bulkier group than the methyl, because here you have only one carbon atom, here you have the 6 carbon atoms. Okay, then what will be the bond angle? Definitely it will be more. The bond angle will be more in this case. And how much it is? It is 109 degree. It is 109 degree. The bond angle is slightly greater than the alcohols. Okay. Because here also you have bulky group, here also you have bulky group, and it is a little bit bulkier than this. Okay, yes, and here also oxygen is sp3 hybridized. It is a phenol. Okay, come to the other class, that is ether. Okay, let's take a dimethyl ether. Here also oxygen atom is having 2 lone pair of electrons. And what is happening here? 2 hydrogens of water are replaced with the methyl groups. Okay, means on left hand side you have a bulky group, on right hand side you have a bulky group. Now bulkier groups causes still more repulsions, and whose bond angle is high, and it is 111.7 degree. Okay, 111.7 degree. In all these classes of compounds, the bond angle is higher in case of the ethers, because of 2 bulkier groups are present on either side of the oxygen atom. And here oxygen is also sp3 hybridized. Okay, and here this is called as a ether. Okay, now why the bond angle in ether is high? Let us write the order of bond angle in these class of compounds. Order of bond angle. It increases with increase in the steric repulsions. Okay, or bulky groups. Okay, it increases with presence of bulky groups. Bulky groups on either side of oxygen. Okay, if it is present on only one side, okay, compare the bulky groups. Okay, the one with a higher in bulkiness, that will cause more repulsions and more bond angle. Okay, yes, the order is like this. Which one is having the more bond angle? The ether. Okay, that will be kept at last. Okay, and the small one is water, that is water. Okay, next the alcohol, next the phenol, and the last one is the ether. Ethers are having high bond angle because of the bulky groups present on either side of the oxygen atom. Okay. Yes, let us go for discussion with the bond length here. Bond length. Okay. When you take the bond length between this carbon, okay, and this oxygen, okay, it is found to be 142 picometers. It is found to be 142 picometers. Okay. What type of carbon it is? This is sp3 hybridized carbon. It is sp3 hybridized carbon. Okay. And come to this OH bond length, it is found to be 96 picometers. 96 picometers. Yes, come to this CO bond angle, it is about 136 picometers. 136 picometers. Say here CO bond is 142, here CO bond is 136. Why this has a short bond length? Okay. Yes, it is because of here the carbon is sp2 hybridized. Here the carbon is sp2 hybridized. Okay. Come to this CO bond. It is also having 141 picometers. Okay. Here the CO bond length in alcohols and in ethers it is almost same. Okay. And there is a difference in the bond length of the CO bond in phenol and CO bond in alcohol or ethers. Okay, why this is happening? Because of difference in the hybridization state of this carbon. Okay, and due to the conjugation of electrons in this phenol, because these lone pair of electrons can jump here and this can jump here, and it makes a partial double bond character. Okay, as a multiplicity of bonds increases, bond length decreases, we know that. Okay, let's take the topic. The bond length in phenol, the CO bond length in phenol is less when compared to that of alcohols and ethers. Okay, the second point is the CO bond length. The CO bond length in phenol is less when compared to that of CO bond length when compared to that of alcohols and ethers. What are the reasons for the short CO bond length in phenol? The reasons are, the first one is sp2 hybridized carbon is electronegative. Okay, it will try to pull the bonding electrons towards itself and it will drag that oxygen atoms nearby. Okay, so it is due to sp2 carbon. It is due to sp2 carbon linked to oxygen. Okay, sp2 carbon of benzene bonded to oxygen. Okay, it is electronegative. sp2 carbon is sufficiently electronegative. Okay, this is the reason. You see, as electronegativity increases, the bond length decreases. Okay, yes. And what is the second reason? Okay, here the lone pair of electrons are in conjugation with the benzene ring and it causes the partial double bond character. Okay, lone pair of electrons on oxygen are in resonance with benzene ring and it causes the partial double bond character partial double bond character. causes partial double bond character. Okay, character. This reduces bond length. Reduces bond length. Reduces bond length. Okay. Yes, these are the two reasons for short bond length of CO bond in the phenols. Okay.